In embracing your brilliance, it's embracing all of you. It's embracing everything of who you are. Now, my 8-year-old granddaughter came to visit a few months ago with her mother, who is, if Barbie had a personality, it would be Jamie. My daughter, yeah. She's the kid who, you know, that fun, kind of person who she calls, and the gift that she has, and I want to offer it to you, is the ability to be able to laugh at herself. She calls and tells the most ridiculous stories and says, isn't that just the funniest thing? And it usually is, but it's at her. And I'll give you an example. She tells me about 4 weeks ago, and she says, Mom, Emily, her 11-year-old, came home in the neighborhood and said, Mom, from camp, and said, Mom, there's a new family in the neighborhood. And she said, they're from Switzerland, so that makes them Switzerlish, huh, Mom? And Jamie says, oh, no, honey, that makes them Swedish. Okay, so that night at dinner, she's with, you know, they're sitting around the table. My son-in-law is like left brain, accountant, you know, smart guy. And he's sitting there, and they recount their story, and I told her this, and John said, well, actually, they're Swiss. And Jamie says, isn't that the funniest thing? She goes that next weekend, they go to a party at the hood, and the people are from Brazil. But Jamie embraces her brilliance in bringing fun into all our lives. When she was coming to town, and they were having a reunion of people she went to high school with on Facebook. Now you can imagine having a mother like that who's, you know, out there having fun all the time. Well, the next morning she took her girls, and the next morning I saw on Facebook people were commenting on, you know, how well behaved the girls were, and I was going, oh my gosh, I wouldn't go to that because I couldn't sit there for 4 hours and play with all that. So I looked at the 8-year-old and I said, Julia, I said, how did you spend that much time at Superior Grill, by the way? She said, I had a Vera Bradley full of electronics. So the next advice I'm going to give you is to fill up your Vera Bradley with whatever you need to get by. Whatever you need to keep you focused, whatever you need to meet your own goals, just load up your Vera Bradley. Brilliant from an 8-year-old. When you make connections with people, that can help enhance your life, I'll tell you what it does for you. Because in 2006, I lost Philip Fife. Now, I want to tell you a rule for brilliance. There are laws of physics that you cannot deny. And one is when my heart is full, my eyes leak. It's a physical law, folks. And let me tell you, you're going to want that. You want me to do that. And I want to give you permission to do that, because if you don't, you may explode. So I'm going to tell my story. And if I cry, it's not your problem. When Philip Fife, when I lost him in a car accident, I learned what it was like to let other people's light shine when mine couldn't. And the women and the men who came to help me and actually put their hands on me where I could feel that energy and that brilliance. And I could look at them and see their brilliance when I couldn't find my own. It made an amazing difference in my life and my ability to choose life after loss. I made a decision, and just as I'm talking to you about embracing your brilliance, part of embracing my brilliance is I made a decision to choose life after loss. Quickly say that I know that there are women in this room, just like some of that behavior is predictive. According to statistics, excuse me, I get my teeth in. According to statistics, there are those of you in the room who have let what other people think about you determine your brilliance. I want you to maybe this week examine that. Look and see what's true for you. Remember your brilliance. And remember, there are people to hold the light for you when you're unable to see it for yourself. And I was talking to a friend's mother yesterday, And she was talking about how the word empowerment is overused, empowered women. And I agree with that. But I want to share with you what an empowered woman looks like. It's when she's been brought into the shelter for domestic violence, beaten, worn down, exhausted. Her light has almost gone out. But somehow that spark stays lit, somehow. And someone else holds the light for her. And then that person connects with someone else. And then in a few weeks, maybe, just maybe, she has the brilliance and the courage and the connection to move out. Well, you're so fortunate if you're there to see that. I served on the board of the Battered Women's Program for 6 years. It was amazing because that's what an empowered woman looks like. When she comes in with nothing, she leaves with her little cardboard box with an attitude that says, I can do this because someone else held the light for me. So I offer to you, grab those sunglasses. Get those sunglasses, okay? Your brilliance is so bright that every time you put on sunglasses, I want you to remember your own brilliance. And when I see you around town, I want you to say, I'm